Hey guys, so it is week 2 since post my mastectomy, and I think I'm looking good. Today's gonna be a transformational video because it is 11:50 basically Friday. I was supposed to record throughout the week, but I haven't been doing that, and I know that no one cares. But I've been reading my book. I've read 2 pages. I'm probably just gonna shower, go to the hospital, come back, and I'll show you clips of the hospital because that's just my life, and then I'll do a little get ready with me. I'm feeling lighter today. We have a lot to update as far as hormone therapy, what they said about chemo, and today I'm gonna go see my radiation doctor. Honestly, I haven't been recording like so much, so we're trying to change that today. Yeah, let's get ready. Okay, hey you guys, I am back. This was my makeover. Can you even see? This is how I'm looking. So before I forget to continue filming, I'm gonna continue filming. Today was the last official day that we're here in this Airbnb, but tomorrow is the last day that that's the end. That's when we leave from this Airbnb. So hopefully tomorrow I can give you guys a tour in case you guys are interested in that. I just did a get ready with me. Now I'm just kind of trying to update you guys as far as how far along I am on this journey. This is more of a casual vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it, but right now for fun I like to watch Grey's Anatomy. I have topics that I want to talk about here as far as like in this video, I mean, as far as re-downloading my Instagram and using that and posting publicly about my story and just like how I've been feeling. I talked about also tamoxifen and how that's what I'm going to be taking, and maybe I'll talk about in depth later about like when I'm taking that, blah blah blah. But if you are younger and you have experienced tamoxifen, have taken tamoxifen and experienced that, please let me know like what your experience has been like, just because I'm genuinely curious and it is going to be very helpful. Today I got ready though because we were supposed to do something, but I stayed up. I had to work on my video for so long and we just have so many things going on, and right now I'm so hungry. I'm gonna make some food. But it is almost gonna be 3 weeks post mastectomy, but I really wanted to film the rest of this week and the beginning of next week so that we can see how I've been doing. And honestly, I've been doing pretty good. Yeah. I'm back at the office, not the hospital, in the office. I thought that when meeting your oncologist, like you'd be on a desk, like talking to them in a desk, in front of a desk, but no. It's just a regular room. I don't know. I really thought, I don't know. At my oncology appointment, I want to show you around, but all the rooms basically look the same. I hope that this is like informational for some of you guys. And I did want to kind of just say a couple things. Like, I'm definitely very worried that they're gonna tell me that I need, what's that? Tamoxifen. I'm just like, I don't even know where to start there. Like, I really want to be as healthy as possible. Like, I eat so healthy. I've just always been that way. So it's so crazy that I'm gonna have all these things like this hormone therapy that be doing something to my body that I just like have no control over. And of course cancer, I had no control over that either, but it's just the weirdest thing. We have a lot to touch up on as far as that goes, and like side effects, and being in this what is it called, menstruation at such a young age and not being able to relate to others that are my age. That's really like the toughest thing too. And when they tell me to go out into the world and experience these emotions that no one else around me is, it's gonna be hard to navigate for sure. If you're young and you're going through this, let me know. While I'm waiting for my doctors every time, like, it does take a while, which I understand, but normally that's what takes a long time, like waiting for you to meet the nurse practitioner, then the nurse, then the doctor. When normally I spend my time watching Grey's Anatomy or like watching a YouTube video, because that's how much time kind of I have to wait. I don't know, like maybe 10 minutes sometimes. But yeah, I'm just gonna go back to watching Grey's Anatomy. Oh, I'm stretching while I'm doing this. I had the beautiful task of folding everything in my thing. We need to go, basically. Did that make sense? I don't know. The Airbnb, we need to go. Just to update you guys, I really didn't even do anything yesterday. So I guess you can say I wasted a good look, but honestly, it's so funny how YouTube is. Like, you're just talking to yourself. I mean, like in real life, like if someone came in, I would just be talking to a camera. So we're packing up. because we have to leave at 11 and it is 9:55, so we have an hour. We learned from the last time basically just to pack less. We definitely have less stuff. Guys, so I have so many things going on, blah blah blah. I already know that we know this, but I also have thank you that I have to write that I haven't. I feel like I'm forever gonna be talking about tamoxifen. Who knows if this is like heebie-jeebie or woo-woo, but a lot of women try to tell themselves when they take the pill to say something positive about it, so they don't think that this pill is just doing bad stuff. They help trick their mind. Help trick their mind into thinking that it's not all bad. Oh, I think my sister and her boyfriend are already here. Yeah. I don't even know where to begin. Like, the fact that this is just how the reality of what it has to be after you've had cancer. That's so sad. Now you have to take this drug, and it just makes me wonder how other women do it. And like, I know that ultimately if they tell me that like this is my only option, I know that I will take it. It's not that I won't complain, but I'll just take it. I don't know, you guys. Please tell me your experiences. If you haven't seen my other videos, I asked you about the same thing, but if you could tell me your experience, like that would help me so much. Not just tell me your experience, but like tips, tricks. Were you scared when you took it? Was it as bad as you thought? Things like that. Don't just tell me that it was horrible. Like, that's not really helpful. I'm sorry. I'm just like so scared. To me, tamoxifen is on par with, and maybe it's because I built it up with chemo as far as like doing damage to your body. Like, it's just like I've always been the person that would want the least damage. Like, that's why I would eat healthy at like 18, which may not be so young. Like, I was already eating relatively healthy, but I was learning about like balancing your plate and stuff like that. And I'm not even trying to show off or anything. I'm just trying to describe me as a person. So it feels like tragical that like this is my reality in a way, but I have seen, and maybe I'll put them on the screen, but I have seen other women do it, and not that they don't complain, but they're not putting on so much weight. It's just, I know that this is a dumb fear, but it's like the biggest fear of mine. And like, a little weight is whatever. Like, I knew that post surgery I would gain weight, but like 50 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, like that's not, I don't know myself, and that's like not healthy either. Insert the apartment tour. We're already leaving, right? Just wanted to show you like the space that we've been in. We spent so much time in the kitchen and the living room. There's not that much light, but I did like filming in the room the other day when I was filming. Like, it looked so cool. I don't know. And of course the bathroom, which is where I filmed my get ready with me, which should have already been up, so go check that out. Hey guys, so today it is Tuesday. I think the last time I filmed was Saturday or something like that. I am now in my sister's home, and today I actually went to go pick up a coffee just because I needed some sort of stimulation, but something that kind of felt like a normal routine, which is something that I've been doing a lot. Also, I know I'm actually not supposed to drive. My sister's, where she lives is behind this place, so it's just a tiny little drive, and I luckily have really great range of motion. Because you're not supposed to drive after a mastectomy, I think for 6 weeks. In a couple days it'll be the 4th week. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start coming here to work on some of my stuff. Obviously I am staying with my sister currently right now after we stopped doing all the Airbnbs. Also, by the way, did you guys like my last video? That was kind of like one of my favorite videos to film, just because I felt like I was chatting with you guys. I don't know. I would say like after mastectomy it's important to have like, it's important to be realistic with what you want to do in a day. My sister works from 9 to 5, so we only have after 5 to do things, and most things close at 7. And also there's so much traffic in Houston, so you're driving for an hour in traffic, I feel like, or like 45 minutes or something, so you really can't get a lot of things done. I think it's already been a month, and I do like to be alone a lot. Obviously I'm so grateful for where I'm at right now. I'm not at all complaining, but it's good to kind of like even be in the zone of working. Obviously, like, my sister has dogs. It takes me a while to get adjusted to things, but I do have to go on a walk, so luckily I have dogs, so it's like, well, I don't have my sister, but it's like, okay, you need to go on a walk. So that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Go on a little walk. Trying to do 30 minutes in a day. That's what is kind of recommended. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. We'll see if I'll vlog a little, but I swear to God, this is like literally the easiest way to get here. Like, it's like a tiny little Like, it's like a really tiny little place. So I really do want to come back and get some work done. I know I keep saying that. If you're going through this, and even if you're staying at home, because you do have to stay at home for a long time, to give yourself kind of like a little break. Like, I could have even asked my sister to just drop me off. I actually feel great. If you watched my last video, I did talk about hormone therapy, which is something that is a natural next step. I'm going to tell you guys my updates as far as chemo and radiation. I was thinking about doing a whole separate video, but you guys really seem to like the vlogs. Also, yes, if you guys like the vlogs, please let me know. Typically in a week I'll post twice. One that's like more formal and then one that's like a vlog. But you guys really seem to like the vlogs, so I'll keep doing those and still the formal ones. But I'm just surprised because literally like my old vlogs, they have like max, like, I don't know, like 50 views, and that's just because like no one knows who you are. That shouldn't be like a video that you're posting when you're trying to get into YouTube. Speaking of, I do want to show you guys like monetization and everything, because I just think that that stuff is so interesting. But yeah, actually now we're at my sister's apartments. I just have to open the gates now. Okay, I will talk to you guys super soon. So it's actually pretty dark outside, so it's actually kind of dark in here. And since I last caught up with you guys, I was coming back from the coffee shop. I'm gonna go back there today to get some work done, but right now I'm gonna go take the girls on a walk. Kind of just have a lot of things to do as far as like washing my clothes and even washing like where I'm currently sleeping. Last night it was like pouring raining, there was thunderstorm warnings, so I really just want to get some work done. And I'm going to try to film a little bit more because I do have some topics that I want to tackle with you guys and talk about, and just like as far as how I'm healing and everything like that. But I will take them on a walk because I need to get a walk anyway. So one of the topics that I wanted to talk about is travel. So as far as like post cancer treatment, because that's where I'm at right now, you know, you still have to see your oncologist and of course your breast surgeon, but I live 3.5 hours away from like this specific location where I'm currently staying at, so like I would still have to do a lot of driving back and forth. But luckily it is spanned out in the next 6 months, and luckily I really do like Houston for the most part. But travel, and even during your treatment, that's really something that you have to take into consideration, because although it might be the best hospital, a lot of times you can't start your treatment right away. You will be driving back and forth because it's just the way that it unfortunately is. I've touched up on it, what my situation was, but that was basically it. Like, basically I just had to suffer through to travel, and eventually I got my surgery, and then shortly after they told me some news which was basically like, you're kind of over treatment. And I will go into that later. It's a lot of like never feeling at home. It's a lot of, and I'm gonna show you guys, it's literally a lot living in a suitcase, because I still had to go to work and I still had to work full time, and I only had 2 days off. I get one day to do like my home tasks, the other day to drive and come be here and then go back. That's something that you should take into consideration for sure when you're in the hospital, especially for a long time. I feel for them because I understand how horrible it is to be in the hospital, honestly, especially by yourself. If you're there for like a larger span, like 21 days or something, like I do think that there's, especially during this time, like during COVID, which I didn't get to see anyone during my stay, but that was okay, it was one day. I do think that like being home takes that kind of stress off of you. I haven't been home, like I literally have not. For 2 weeks I stayed in an Airbnb, and then we switched to Airbnb, and now we're here. And it was a lot of packing up over the weekend, and of course like now I'm on the couch and it's gonna be my life for a little bit. Ultimately, like, I'm so lucky I have a place to stay at, but like it's still like traveling definitely breaks me out even more. It doesn't feel like home. I never really have that like home feeling, and I am such a homebody. I really think that that's something that you guys should think about. And of course I still recommend that you guys go to the best hospital for you, and whether or not that be far away. But I would also say rethink post-treatment. Like, if you want to do radiation at home, if you want to do the oncologist at home, and if you want to do, you know, plastic surgery at home. That's actually where I'm at. I'm not sure. Like, my plastic surgeon, there's no way I'm switching them out. Like, I love them. But as far as the other people, and I still haven't fully decided, but as far as they go, like, I wish I had these answers already, because I don't know, it's like frustrating trying to figure it out basically. Okay, so I got up and walked them. It's already pretty late, honestly, because I woke up pretty late. But I was trying to like not film when all these like older people are walking, because I'm sure that they would think it's weird. But yesterday it really did pour. It's crazy. Let me show you a little bit. See that like Apparently Houston always has their parks going under just so stuff doesn't flood, but you can kind of see like the sidewalk is for sure flooded over there. Guys, I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I'm barely gonna hit my 3 weeks, I think it's, no, 4 weeks, Monday-ish, and it is Wednesday. I was gonna mention like exercising and what are you guys' experience as far as exercising. Let me know what your experience with exercising is. I really want to start running. Come this way. I really want to start running. I just don't really know how, because whenever I run, my knees are in so much pain. So like, if you are a runner and you're watching this, please give me some tips or just post-surgery exercises and like what you did. I really want to start going to a gym. Hopefully I can get a personal trainer, but they're so expensive, you guys. I guess we'll see, because I really needed like work on my health way more than before. And I feel like I'm adaptable just because I like healthy stuff. Like I like I like just healthy stuff, whatever, I don't know. Guys, I thought I was recording and I did not. So basically I was just saying that I'm taking the other one out. It's pretty good because they walk a little faster than me, so it leads me to walk a little faster to get my blood pumping a little bit. It's just funny how this specific dog is always just so happy, even though we take her out on a walk three times a day. Every time she's so happy to go outside. Like she starts barking, running. Like it's just like a good reminder in general for anyone, as far as like, even though she's doing the same thing over and over, she's just so happy doing it. Like even if it is the same thing like 3 times a day. Before I leave, I did want to show you how like way hard it is for me to open things, because obviously you don't have your full strength, and once you have a double mastectomy, you're definitely gonna ask people to open jars for you. But like even for me, it's like you use both of your hands, and damn, I really couldn't. Guys, recently okay, wait, actually, sorry, it's hot. Recently I was, what was I gonna say? So I'm gonna go back to the coffee shop and actually be there for like a little bit so I can edit my video, because it'll be like the night before and I stay up so late. Like I think the video that I just posted, that night I stayed up like till 2, and then I had to wake up at 6 in the morning so that I could finish editing and uploading. It just becomes like a busy week. I mean, that is something that it's like emotionally there's just so much stress, and sometimes like even after crying and everything you do feel better, but you're still so tired, so you just naturally like want a break mentally and physically. And also my battery's dying, so I have been going to therapy. I don't know if that's something that you guys, I have this like literally on something, so that's why it keeps moving. I think therapy is something so interesting because it's one of those things that a lot has been brought up from my past, as after you leave living with your parents, like you leave your siblings, you leave your family, you have so much freedom, and something that occurs within the family, you don't take it as personally because you're able to like leave and forget about it and not be so angry about it. Just patterns that were never really resolved is something that I remember I was really thinking about in the beginning of my journey. Thankfully, like I was able to get therapy. Tell me what your guys' experiences is with therapy and if you guys have been doing that. But for now, we're gonna go to a coffee shop. I don't know if you guys remember, but for the longest time I really couldn't figure out why my background was looking so freaking white, but now my background has color. I would have to edit it so much on the editor. Next day, back at the coffee shop. It's getting a little repetitive, I know. Importance in finding routine. I am going to film a little later just to kind of explain to you guys everything. Tomorrow I have to go to the plastic surgery. That's what I'm going to do. So, but right now we're gonna drive to the coffee shop, get a couple things done. I'm gonna try to show you guys as well, like as far as monetization and what it looks like from the back end, because that was something that was so interesting to me.
Continue to do whatever you can to move towards achieving your dreams. Even the smallest steps will make a big difference at this time. If you don't feel supported by those around you, draw on your own inner strength and do the believing for them. Acknowledge your value and fill your mind with positive thoughts about your future success. And the affirmation is, I remain confident and determined even in the face of challenges. I draw on my inner strength to help me keep focused on my dreams. I rejoice in the success that is coming to me.
Guys, I swear I have recorded this video so many times. The audio sucked here, so I'm showing you basically the screen of my monetization and my analytics because I think this is so interesting. And this is basically how much I've gotten paid so far. I think I've been monetized up to that point for 10 days. And I want to show you like the analytics of how much I've gotten paid per day. So the first day I was getting paid like 80 some cents, which is crazy actually. And then the next couple days I got paid the most. It was like $5, and then it evens out to about like $3 or so, which leads me to $27. But once you click like see more, you can see like this specific graph chart of all my top videos, top views, top subscribers, everything like that. And the blue line is telling me which one made me the most as far as revenue, and that would be the 1 week post mastectomy. And that was crazy because they posted it right, like I got that like 2 days after I got monetized 2 days after I posted that. So that's how much I got paid on that day. I just think that monetization is so interesting, so I don't know if that was interesting at all. As you guys know, I'm trying to make it, sorry, I'm trying to like not be so loud, but I'm trying to make it a side hustle. How it works is like, it's not the video that has like so many views that gets you the most amount of money. It's based on a lot of things as far as like where you guys are located and what your age is and things like that, and what I'm talking about, but also like if you guys watch the ad all the way through, which like no pressure because I skip through ads too, but if you want to support me, don't skip through them. How long have I been doing YouTube? I think for like 10 months, maybe 9 months or something like that. I'm literally already sweating. It's cute. So it's almost gonna be the 4th week, right? Because we're on Thursday, so like 4 days away from my whole month. Yeah, from a whole month since surgery. I feel insane. In the future, I'll do a video on what a mastectomy felt like and feels like. It is insane to think that like 3 weeks ago I was still in a robe in my bed, just like not wanting to do anything, and now I do go for pretty long walks in a hot-ish day just because I live in Texas. It's easy to get tired. Like even like 3 days ago I went on that long walk and I was way tired, and then I ended up laying down on, well, my temporary bed, which is that couch right now. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to update you guys on that. So I've seen 3 doctors that I want to update you guys about. We've discussed with my main doctor, my breast surgeon, chemo, radiation with the radiation doctor, and then lastly, what's the other one? Oncologist. Chemo came first. It was the first phone call that I got after a week and a half after my mastectomy. I just want to explain this because I feel like some of you guys are kind of confused about it, and I have a whole long story, so if you guys want to check it out, I'll put it somewhere in here. I had DCIS. The ball that I felt right here, typically DCIS is not common in a ball, but I felt a little tiny little marble. It was pretty hard. Some of you guys are asking like more details about that, but if you feel a lump, don't ask me about it just because I'm not a doctor. I don't have any answers. I really think that you guys should get checked. I have no answers for you. Breast cancer comes in all different shapes and sizes. My cancer might look totally different from yours. My cancer will look totally different from yours because mine was a rare case. DCIS typically does not come in a little ball. It normally comes in like little like specks in your breast that is really hard to pick up in a mammogram and even in an ultrasound. So I felt that little lump. We went to, long story short, we went to MD Anderson, and the mammogram didn't really show too much, but an ultrasound was showing like lots of masses all over. I had gotten a biopsy removed before MD Anderson, and MD Anderson checked the rest of the breast to see what was going on there, and we found other masses. We found one that was kind of by the nipple, and we did a biopsy, and I have a video on that too. Both of them were reading as DCIS, so those 2 spots. DCIS is like, I would suggest that you guys look this up because I can't explain it all in one video, but DCIS basically is stage 0, so before the cancer becomes invasive. As far as the other masses that were looking suspicious, you know, I had to talk to my doctor again because I was like, what does suspicious mean? Like, is a mastectomy really the right thing to do? Why can't you just take off biopsies from each and every mass and, you know, whatever. I was really trying to make sure that what I was gonna do was the right thing. Like, what if they remove the whole breast and turns out I only have those 2 spots and that was it? Unfortunately, until the surgery, you won't know how large these masses are. Most stories that I've heard, they pick up from the ultrasound at MD Anderson or wherever, right? Any doctor place, they pick up something in the ultrasound or the mammogram, and it's like a ball like this big, let's just say. And eventually, until they have their surgery, I only know about mastectomies, I don't know about lumpectomies too much. Once they remove the breast, they can tell that it's actually way bigger because they actually were able to cut you open and see, basically. So it's hard to tell how many masses you have and what size they are and what they really are until, unfortunately. Hopefully in the future we can have like less invasive surgeries, but until now this is my reality, a lot of our reality. Both of them were rating as DCIS, the spot by the nipple and the spot that I originally had. So they said what we recommend ethically is to remove the whole area. That's what I ended up doing, to basically find out what the other spots were too, the masses. Once we had the surgery, they gave me feedback on what the other masses were. Best case scenario is those, I guess there's no best case scenario, but as far as like chemo and radiation, like best case scenario, because they don't do chemo for DCIS, best case scenario, those spots were just DCIS and nothing more, or just fatty tissue and not cancerous. Worst case scenario, well, in the middle kind of case scenario is, you guys, I can't finish this. In the middle case scenario is they're just all DCIS. Worst case scenario is if all of these masses were invasive cancer. Luckily, when I got that feedback though, it was not invasive cancer. It was all DCIS. So doing the mastectomy was the right move. It was also cancer, or most of it was still cancerous. And the original spot that they had seen was actually way larger. It was like the whole upper part of my breast. So it was a good thing that I did the mastectomy. So I don't need chemo basically because I still had DCIS. There was no spots to do radiation on, so that was not ended up being recommended. The radiation doctor did make some suggestions as far as seeing my gynecologist after I let her know about tamoxifen. And now let's talk about tamoxifen. I had seen the doctor earlier, and that was the clip that I showed you guys earlier, and now I got feedback on. I'm still trying to, it's hard. I feel really overwhelmed and I have to do things. I'm not taking it yet, but I have to do things before I start taking it, like ask people on the Facebook groups and get a second opinion maybe, and set up an appointment with my oncologist. But I'm a little overwhelmed, honestly. Like I just feel like so overwhelmed. I came to the conclusion was if I had had a double mastectomy, then I wouldn't be taking tamoxifen, and that's exactly what she said. I mean, she agreed, and she said, but having a double mastectomy is not something that we recommend at 24. And that kind of like I know she's a professional and she's a doctor and she's just giving her professional opinion. It isn't anything personal ultimately, but to me that was, I'm not trying to attack her at all, but she's not the one being affected by the quality of life from this drug. She's basically not in my position, and ultimately it is my decision. I understand that, and thank you for everyone that's commented in my comments about like if you're in a medical team, just because I end up feeling like I'm bothering them for asking to meet with them again. And I know that that's normal, but like I end up getting so in my head. I'm like, wait, no, but I have all these questions why I didn't ask them, and because I didn't ask them, it's like too bad. And I make myself feel smaller. And I understand the importance of being a self-advocate, but just for some things that are hard to swallow, you end up forgetting the importance of your voice. So I guess that's like another thing that you can take away from this video. Like if you're watching this and you didn't see my last video, I basically asked, like, if you're an oncologist, do you know why I was recommended this specific drug, tamoxifen, from just having DCIS and being premenopause? Why I was recommended this drug and not other ones like Arimidex? If they do the same thing, right? Do they? Like, I don't understand. Like, is that because that's postmenopause, a postmenopause drug? This is me speaking to medical team. Yeah, so I'm not really sure. I have further questions, and I need to hype myself up to ask. I even feel like bad for asking everyone in the Facebook group, which it's really all in my head, basically. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's actually really long because I've been editing it. I also don't want to say that like as far as driving that you should do it. I'm not at all saying that. Please follow what your doctor says. But if I'm being honest, I feel like I'm crazy because I can't do much and I don't have a routine. I don't have a grasp on anything. Travel, I didn't understand how much this would affect me, just like mentally. I hope that you guys can sympathize with that, like as far as like if you put yourself in my shoes where I'm never home, like in my home, and you know I don't have much of a routine. Every week I'm being fed news that like it's really hard to swallow. And I want to also mention, I am so like, once my doctor told me about no chemo and radiation. It didn't up level, and that's rare. That's rare that it didn't up level. It didn't travel anywhere. I was literally in tears. I was literally bawling, and she was talking. I remember she called, and I was just eating pasta. She calls me, and I'm like, hello, and then I realized it was her, and I was like, oh my god. I was like so happy. I was happy that day, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm so grateful that my news wasn't that bad, but basically, like, I was like shaking and breathing hard, and this is just how I get when I'm receiving bad news or any news, but like big news. Yeah, she told me that, and I was crying, and I told her to slow down because it felt overwhelming. And I know that this is not every woman's story, and I know that I'm so blessed. I don't want to cry again. I know that I'm so blessed. I really am. It's so weird because these are tears of happiness and sorrow. I don't want to end it in a bad note. Like, I really am so blessed. Any tips for tamoxifen? You as my viewer, if you think that I'm going too crazy, just tell me to like take a breather and like tell me that it's okay to like not freak out and ask for a second opinion, because I always feel like I'm going crazy. I always feel like that. Like, if you are going through this, do you experience the same thing where you just make yourself smaller? Don't make yourself small. Constantly remind yourself of that. I will see you guys super duper soon. I'm so glad you enjoyed these kind of videos. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week.